Welcome to Mindset, Mood and Movement, a systemic approach to human behavior, performance and well-being. Outcomes are so important. It's really key to have the right strategy, vision and process. And in this episode, I'm going to talk you through some of the key ways that I find are very powerful in the coaching that I do and other people I've worked with. Now, outcomes need some key pieces. So in this short episode, I'm going to take you through the endpoint, the strategy, and one of the key things that most people miss, which is why they don't either get the outcome or it's not in the way or fulfilling as they would like. So stay with me on this. Okay, so the first thing to do is define your outcome. Now, I would generally call this vision thinking. So we want to get the visual part of our brain online. And we want to also harness what is called the Reticular Activating System. It's the part of the brain that mediates between conscious and subconscious. It's also been found to essentially focus our attention on what we believe is important. So as a simple analogy, if you ever decided you want to get something, say you're going to buy an item, a new car, a new outfit, something like that. And before you know it, you're starting to see that item, that car, or whatever it is you're looking for. You're like, oh, there's one, and there's one, and there's one. It starts becoming our attention. And it's not that they weren't there, these examples, but we weren't really noticing it. So this RAS, the Reticular Activating System, has been shown to be prudent on that. Now, the thing I find interesting is when we're looking for outcomes, which pretty much most of the people I coach are looking to get great outcomes, we need to understand how we can harness all of these pieces to get those outcomes. So the key point here is we need to get that outcome clear. So not just visually, not just verbally, which is super important because language shapes everything, but how we feel, so the emotional embodied quality. So take a moment and think about an outcome that you might like, whatever it is, whether it's a business outcome, a personal, or something unique to you. And then the steps of this is to go into that space, visualize yourself there, associate it into that experience, like you're succeeding in whatever it is you're choosing to do. What's the narrative? What is it like? What does it feel like? And you have to get embodied and really see yourself there. And this is a longer process I take people through, but just a small example, you can do it now. Picture it. What are you saying to yourself? How are you feeling? And the more we get that clarity of mind about where we're going, that outcome, that vision outcome, then we've got an anchor point, a reference point in the future. Okay. So that's something that needs building out. And I would build that out on a daily basis, using visualization, using association, and understanding this is how we work on our system, the RAS system, to help focus on the points to get us there. Now, the other problem I find is that we don't get nuanced and detailed enough around the steps. So big outcome, micro steps, if you think about it that way. So the micro steps are, what do I need to do on a day-by-day basis, maybe half day or birthday hour? What is it I need to do to get that step? So for example, let's say you're going to do a physical training exercise. Let's just pick that as an example. And you want it to be 5% stronger in 6 months' time. Yeah, maybe you're going to be training for an event or something. Well, if you bring that back to what do you need to do on a monthly, weekly, and probably daily basis, then you start to get into the ability to control and shape your actions to move towards the outcome. Now, a lot of the problem I find is that we don't get associated into the day points as well. So here's where we come back into the present moment and go, what does it feel like today to do the steps to get to my goal? What do I need to do? So you super articulate on this. Articulate what you need to do to get those micro steps done, which build to the big vision. So you bring the two together, micro steps and big vision, and really sense and understand what that is. So that's the strategy. And now I've given you a whistle-stop tour here. But that's the overarching theme strategy, which I invite you to apply. But one of the big things I notice is that there's a lot of worldview issues around people I've worked with who believe they'll be happy when they get to that outcome. When I grow the business by this amount, when I have this amount of money, when I have this success, then I'll be happy, then I'll be filled, then I'll feel good. And it's often the wrong strategy, because if we are trying to come and get an outcome, but we're not coming from that connected place, we are dissociating and we're probably outsourcing our well-being, our happiness, our sense of success to that point. So the distinction here is, where are you coming from? Now, if you have a values-led approach, you know who you are as a human being, you know what you care about, you know what really you stand for, then that place is where you come from. And if you come from, we can call it energetic alignment. If you come from a place of, I am already at that achievement, I'm already on the pathway up the mountain, so to speak, I'm already doing the steps, I cannot not make that outcome because I'm doing the steps and I've seen this, then where we're coming from and where we're outcoming, they come together. And this is the alignment process which is often missing in outcome setting and goal setting. There's an expectation that we'll be successful or happy or fulfilled, or whatever it is at that point there in the future. And the irony is the future is an abstraction. It can only be experienced in the moment. So right now, you and I live in the future. That's a hard fact. We live in the future of who we were yesterday, who we were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. We are in our own future from our past self, and we can go towards our future self. But the whole premise of experience can only happen in the moment. So this is where we want to get a place to come from. Your values, what you care about, and your state. When you align that with big vision, with your micro steps, you're guaranteed to win. Yeah, because you're going to feel the whole process. Now, the outcome might be slightly different from what you expected, but what if it feels just as good or even better? What if it takes you onto an even better step? Worth going for, huh? So there's a strategy I invite you to deploy and explore about your outcome setting, but really tune into where you're coming from so they are aligned. And that way, you are already on the path to making your outcome a success. So I trust that is it's a little whistle-stop tour into how to effectively make outcomes that are going to be not only come the way you want to, show up the way you want to, but you're coming from the right place. So try them out and see how that works for you. And of course, do let me know. I'd love to hear. All right. So till the next time, take care.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe. And if a friend would benefit from hearing this, do send it on to them as well. If you would like to get in touch yourself, then you can go to my website, which is saljefferies.com, spelled SALJEFFERIES, saljefferies.com. Hit the Get in Touch link, and there you can send me a direct message. If you'd like to go one step further and learn whether coaching can help you overcome a challenge or a block in your life, then do reach out and I offer a call where we can discuss how this may be able to help you. Until the next time, take care.